The other thing that it did for me was really help me address my whole body, because we talked about how to pick several body parts and focus on one a day. So rather than just doing my hip every day, I'll like one day do things that help stretch and strengthen my feet, one day do things on my calves. And I feel like it's really opened my eyes to how the different parts of my body work together. And it's also helped me feel better, because after only doing stretches on my hip for like 6 months to a year, I was still having a lot of pain and couldn't run. Or if I ran, then I couldn't move for another 3 weeks. And
Mm-hmm.
now I can run, and because I know what to do afterwards, I know to stretch my quads, I know to stretch my hips, I know to stretch my calves and my upper back. Like, it's not just one thing.
Hi, this is Alexandra Ellis from aewellness.com. And today I'm talking to an awesome client, Michelle, who is going to be sharing with us her experience inside Movement Mavens and becoming a body detective. Because I would say you are well on your way to doing that. Wouldn't you say, Michelle?
Thank you very much. Thank you. I
Awesome.
aspire.
Well, tell us a little bit more about what was going on and where you were at before you decided to join Movement Mavens.
So I am 28 years old, and 2 years ago, I graduated law school and became a lawyer. And during that time, I started for the first time in my life to have pain. I was having lower back pain and hip pain, and at first I brushed it off. I thought it would go away. I thought I could stretch. And I went to a doctor who said I needed PT. I did PT for about 3 months, got a little better, and then about 6 months later, it came back worse on the other side. Did a cortisone shot and PT again on the other side. Also, in between this, I had to totally stop running, which was something I'd really gotten into in my mid 20s for the first time, as being a good release for me during law school. And then I was really frustrated. I'd been in PT for about 6 months in total, spent a lot of money and a lot of time trying to make myself feel better and going to different people and just looking for the right answer. And at that time, I decided to take a class called Yoga Tune Up because it sounded good. And I ended up in your class at the gym, and I just was like, this is awesome. You made us, not you made us, but you had us
I
use the yoga
forced you
tune
to.
use the yoga tune-up balls on our backs and on our quads. And I was just like, holy moly, this feels great. And then we chatted, and you talked about this program, and I knew I the first thing you said was being pain free, and I was just like, I felt like heard in a way I hadn't been. I was like, I just want to not be hurting. Like, I had trouble walking in the mall. I had done a freaking half marathon, and then I had trouble around the mall because I was in so much pain.
Mm-hmm.
And taking up, like, I was doing PT stretches for like 30 minutes a day, and it just wasn't working. I was really frustrated. And then we met, and when you said pain free, and we had our first conversation, and you asked me about other parts of my body, and that just felt illuminating to me, because no one else had ever, like, none of the PTs, none of the doctors, and I went to several of both, had ever asked me about anything besides my hip or low back. But I've had tight calves my whole life. My feet cramp up. I've had like shoulder, like a shoulder, like a human in this world.
Yeah.
And that was where I was when we chatted. That's a
Yeah.
long answer.
No, but I mean, and especially law school, I can only imagine how your time is so precious because you don't have a lot of it. And then to be spending your free time doing something that doesn't feel like it's giving you a ton of results.
Actually, it's really interesting is that I was pain free in law school, and I think a lot of it was I made my own schedule, and I walked everywhere, and I was moving a lot more. And then when I started being an attorney is when I became a lot more sedentary, and that's when the pain started. And that's when you have even less time, and that's when I was also really frustrated, because I was like, I couldn't even move. Like, I couldn't go to dance class, I couldn't go to spin class, I couldn't run, because I was just, if it wasn't working, I needed to be more sedentary because I was just in pain no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh, which it is. It becomes like this cycle too, where it just continues to leave you not able to do stuff. But it's like, well, what's the next step, you know? Yeah.
calling you out.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But really, I'm so grateful because I can walk, I can run. I still, and maybe I'm jumping ahead, but, like, I still do have pain, but I feel like I know if I have pain, what to do, and that feels a lot more empowering rather than waiting 5 days to then go need to tell my PT what was wrong and then to, like, give me the same stretches, that I or but 5 days later, I have new problems, and my body feels different, and I never addressed the old ones, and so I feel like I'm now able to, in real time, figure out what's going on and how to make it better.
Yeah, and make some real progress. So, one of the things we do inside Movement Mavens, and you and I did together, is create your Amplify You plan. So, how has your Amplify You plan helped you over the last couple months and to get to where you're at now?
I would say it helped me in 2 ways. First, mentally and then physically. Because the first question in the Amplify You plan was, what sparks joy or what makes you happy? What do you enjoy doing? And that to me reframed movement and you said rather than just being like exercising to burn calories, but it was like, no, I truly love going to a dance class. I love spinning to pop music. I love running. And so it reframed that. And then the other thing that it did for me was really help me address my whole body because we talked about how to pick several body parts and focus on one a day. So rather than just doing my hip every day, I'll like one day do things that help stretch and strengthen my feet, one day do things on my calves. And I feel like it's really opened my eyes to how the different parts of my body work together. It's also helped me feel better because after only doing stretches on my hip for like 6 months to a year, I was still having a lot of pain and couldn't run. Or if I ran, then I couldn't move for another 3 weeks. And
Hmm.
now I can run. And because I know what to do afterwards, I know to stretch my quads, I know to stretch my hips, I know to stretch my calves and my upper back. Like it's not just one thing. So that's how it's
Yeah.
helped me.
Yeah, that's awesome. And how are things now? How are you feeling overall? I know you've hinted at it a little bit.
Overall, I'm feeling great. I feel like I don't feel limited by any movement. There's no workout class I can't do. There's no movement I can't do. I would say I still do still sometimes have pain. Even I told you last week I took a Pilates class and my low back was hurting, but I didn't rather than have this been like 6 months ago, I'd be like, oh well, shoot, I can't do anything for another 2 weeks. I have to get better. But then I dropped something in the chat and we connected and I realized it was just I was using different muscles differently. So then I did some mobilize and strengthening of other muscles. I did the low back massage with my balls and I was able to work out again the next day. So I am able to go on with my life how I want.
Yeah, which is a huge thing to be able to just do what you want on your terms, you know?
Yes, it is really nice to be able to walk around the wall and not be like, is my hip going to start cramping right now?
Yeah, yeah. So, how would you describe Movement Mavens to somebody who doesn't know anything about it?
I'd say Movement Mavens is a great community of, I think we're all women right now, but maybe not forever, of all women who want to feel strong and want to feel good. I would say that it's like a way who want to feel strong and want to feel good and want to do the work to feel good. You don't just want someone to tell you how to do it, you want to do it yourself. Something I like is I like hearing about other people's problems and how they fix them. Someone has really bad shoulders, someone has bad hips, someone wants to hinge, someone had a baby and then has different things with her core. And it just makes you understand when you learn about other people's bodies, it helps you hear about your body. I would also say probably one of my favorite things is the amazing video archive and support from you. It's like having a coach, or like personal coach and a team all on your body, all on team body.
Yeah.
um, team like body and mental health. So yeah, that's what I would say. It's a team with a coach for you. Um, like you also ask us about our mental health and meditating and really tending to our whole selves. And I would say there's also a team in that there's a lot of work on your own. I watch a video a night to try to make sure I do a new video the next day to keep it interesting.
Yeah. Awesome. And it's so cool to hear it in your words too, because I hear it in my head all the time. And I'm like, okay, it's working. That is what I want it to be. That's awesome.
I hope so.
Yes. All right. And what would you say to anyone who's like kind of on the fence and they're not sure if like it's right for them? Like, what would you say to that person?
I would say that if you're on the fence, but you want to feel better, then just do it. I would say I had never heard of this. I'd never heard of anything like this. I didn't know anyone who had done it. But to me, I just wanted to feel better. And I think that if you just want to, if you're at the point where you just want to feel better, hopefully you don't get there and you want to do something before, then just take the plunge, because I think we get so used to being in pain, you forget how much of a detractor it is from you. But you have so much more freedom when you don't have pain. So just do it.
Yes. Yes. And so speaking of freedom without pain, what's next on the horizon for you? Like what goals, what are you working towards? What's next?
So I really want to do a pull-up. I've actually been meaning to tell you. I can't do one. I think it's very far on the horizon, but I really want to be able to do one pull-up.
Okay.
That's my new goal. I'm also going to be, this is movement has made me realize I've really had foot pain for a long time, and they're connected to everything. So I'm going to be working on making my feet a little stronger. And listening to my body, doing what I need, getting to that pull up, maybe registering for another race, not a half marathon, too far, but probably a 10K.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I was like, okay, half marathon done. That was far.
That half one's done. 5 and 10Ks are the way to go.
Awesome. Well, we can definitely make a single pull-up happen, because I'm at like 3/4 of a pull-up now, and I'm like, let's go all the way.
That's so impressive. You're so close.
We're gonna do it together. So that's coming soon.
I'm still not there hanging with like this. I hang about a quarter of the way there. So
okay. Well, I have so many ideas, Michelle. I can't even tell you. So many ideas.
I'll take them.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to share your experience with us. And I am so excited and super proud of you for doing all of this work and all of like you're saying too, like the freedom to like live your life on your terms, you know? It's super exciting.
I think the way that like I've been motivated to keep doing the work, besides you being like so fun, is that it actually like I just felt better pretty quickly. And so I think like in some of the videos, you're like, it's like pretty amazing how little you have to do to feel better. And once you start feeling better, you don't want to stop. So
yeah.
So thank you.
I didn't do the work, you did it, but my pleasure. And if you're watching this video and you're like, yes, please, where can I learn more? Head on over to aewellness.com/apply. And you can take time to book a free movement magic call where we will find out how to make movement magic and fun for you too. So thanks again,
and
Michelle.
Follow you, Alex, on Insta. I love your Instagram content. I love it so much.
Thank you. There's stuff everywhere. So I'm happy to hear it's being enjoyed. All right. Thanks again.